today we are doing another one of my trip builds, and this is based on... Okay, you're gonna have to go with me here. So we stopped in Houston, Texas for a little while, and we went to a couple different places. We saw the space things, but we also went to the Houston Funeral Museum, which was kind of the coolest thing ever. Like, seriously, if you get a chance to go there, you should go there. There was a lot more Pope-related things than expected, but it was kind of entertaining. I did not realize that, like, the Pope dying, they start really leaning into the whole magic thing. Like, they can say that they're not doing magic, but, like, there's wax seals, there's candles, there's guardians, like... I'm just saying, people didn't get over their, like, little pagan phase. Also, please, nobody get mad at me. I'm just joking. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Anyways, yeah, it was a really cool place. I elected... there was no way I was going to be able to build it. Like, even with all the custom caskets EC and stuff out there, like, there just wasn't any way I could do that building justice. And I want you guys to see it for yourself, so building a recreation, like, no. So yeah, what I decided to build, because I don't want Ask A Mortician to be disappointed in me, is basically a forest to kind of represent green burials, because there's a lot of different ways to have green burials, but I remember watching one of her videos, specifically, I believe it was Oregon, it might have been Washington, Pacific Northwest-y area, but what they were doing is they were essentially composting people and putting them in the forest to help, you know, combat deforestation, essentially. And I remember watching it and going, I want to be a forest. Because before, I'd seen the little things where, like, after you die, you can become a tree. Like, they put you in a little thing, and then there's a tree, and then you become a tree. And I was like, that's great. But no, why be a tree when I could be a forest? So I'm very attached to the idea. Everyone in my general vicinity has probably heard me talk about it at some point where I'm just like, no, I'm gonna be a forest. When I die, you're gonna have to ship my body wherever they're doing this, because it's not legal everywhere, and I want to be a forest, because why not? But also, it's like, I'm sorry, the whole funeral industry and, like, burials in general, like, it's really bad for the environment. It's real bad. I didn't really think about it until, you know, got older, people started dying. And yeah, you're like, that's a lot of chemicals. It's kind of going in the ground, and also just like metal and concrete, and it's just a big space that doesn't really have trees, and it takes a lot of water, and yeah. And I'm not going to try to educate people on it because Ask A Mortician exists, and she is phenomenal. Definitely go watch her videos if you're curious about it. And I know people think it's morbid, but, like, we all die. Like, it's not morbid, it's a fact of life. If, you know, this were an earlier time period, guess what? There was no funeral. You handled it all yourself. Like, the body was in your living room, everybody said goodbye, you gotta do weird things with mirrors. Like, it was a lot more present in our lives, like, death in general, and just, yeah. It's sad, but it's not, like, creepy or weird or morbid or scary. Like, it's just the natural process. And I'm sorry, if I can have to hear people talk about how childbirth is a miracle and wonderful, I can talk about, like, death and dying just being a normal, regular, average thing. Because I'm sorry, I am more traumatized by the idea of having a baby than I am about dying. Like, I'll just be honest. Like, I remember... You know, 7th, 8th grade, they make you watch that horrific, like, childbirth video, and I'm just like, that is not okay. That is an unacceptable thing that is happening. It freaks me out. It's clear that I'm child-free currently. Probably forever. You never know. I don't ever want to say, like, no, never, because then, like, I feel like the universe will go, oh, this freaks you out. And so, like, I gotta, like, say it freaks me out, but, like, quietly. And it's cool that people want to have kids. Like, that's fine. It's just me personally. As personal human being, like, it freaks me out. It freaks me out. Like, when they move, oh god, like, it's on my brain now because, like, I saw a TikTok where it was, like, the lady, she was her stomach, and, like, the foot just moved. No. No, thank you. No. So, yeah. This is my random tangent, apparently, but this is my little compost pile. A little sim compost pile in the middle of the forest, because we're regrowing the forest. Put some mushrooms there. I did a couple of flowers on there, but yeah, it's just mostly me going like absolute bananas with CC, and there's a boat there. There doesn't have to be a boat there, but I've decided there's a boat there. And yeah, that was what I was essentially inspired to build based on that funeral museum. Went to a lot of the spacey things, like I said, too, which was super cool, but also not necessarily geared towards adults, which is disappointing because, like, I know a lot of adults who are really into the space thing, and so you think that there would be, like, the adult space section. Again, kids are fine, but, like, space is really, really cool. And I don't think that you should not be allowed to not like space when you hit a... It's like dinosaurs. People, like, all the dinosaur stuff is very, very child-oriented. And I'm like, do you know how many adults are, like... They were really into Jurassic Park and they just never stopped being interested in it, but there's not, like, adult dinosaur attractions. I would go to, like, a bar that was just, like, dinosaur-themed with the animatronics in a heartbeat. Like, that would be so cool. Someone should open one. Pretty much done. Lots of colorful flowers. Like, it's kind of nonsensical. It's mostly just like, hey, I'm gonna make this thing and see what happens. So thank you guys so much for joining me. If you like this video, definitely give it a like, and I will see you in the next one.